Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Ramirez. I'm the news anchor for Univision 34 in Atlanta, and I'm just arriving now at our studios here in Buckhead, Georgia, where we begin our day at around 10 in the morning. I'm arriving, and the other members of the news team are also arriving at this time, and we're going to begin our day with an editorial meeting, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes so that you can see what goes on in a day in the life of a news anchor. Come on in. And after checking a few emails, the next task in our day is to have an editorial meeting. That's when all the members of the news team get together and we decide what stories we're going to have in the newscast for that day at 6 p.m. and what we're going to have at 11 p.m. And that happens in the newsroom. And it's me, the news anchor, usually with Giancarlo Cifuentes, who is our news director, Andres Quiñones, who is our videographer, editor / sports reporter, and other members of the team are either present or they call in from wherever they're reporting. And here we are. This is the newsroom. And this is Chiarina, Andres Quiñones, and Giancarlo Cifuentes, our news director. Chiarina is our news reporter, and Andres Quiñones, videographer, editor / sports anchor, reporter, and everything else. And we're about to start our editorial meeting. During our editorial meeting, we all discuss the stories for the day and what reports the reporters are going to have on the newscast. And we also discuss what graphics we're going to include and what special sweeps stories we're also going to include. Giancarlo and Andres are at the board and they write down the stories, and I work from my computer, including it all in the rundown in a program that we call iNews. So while we're here in the newsroom having our editorial meeting, our other reporter, Omar Garcia, is out recording video for the stories that we will air today on the newscast and covering his story for the day. Once we finish the editorial meeting, each person begins writing their stories, and I have to go and begin writing as well, and I will have my first recording in about the next half hour. So see you then.
¿Quién me puede dar ese dato para la programación de los partidos?
We record it in the newsroom, and Giancarlo helps me out, while Andres continues to work on the newscast for 6 p.m.
4, 3, 2.
Las autoridades incautan 2 millones en metanfetaminas en Gwinnett y arrestan a 2 sospechosos hispanos. Ampliamos. Y esta semana un juez federal podría tomar la decisión de frenar la orden de acción diferida luego de que una demanda acusara al presidente de abusar de su poder ejecutivo. Los detalles en Noticias 34 Atlanta. ¿Quedó el tiempo?
Sí, yo le corto el aire ese.
So once we complete our editorial meeting and we record the first news brief, everybody starts working on the rundown for the newscast for the 6 p.m. show, and everybody starts writing their parts and begins editing the videos that are going to air on the newscast. So I go back to my office now and begin writing. as the day continues, I write the newscast, and I also respond to emails and messages from our Facebook users and our Twitter users, because I'm in charge of the Facebook and Twitter pages as well. So if you ever send us a message, I will be responding to it. Throughout the day, we also receive messages from the police departments in Georgia and other entities that let us know what is going on, what's happening in the city. Like, for example, today there's a bomb threat in one area of Georgia, so we're following that story as well. It's very interesting. Among other things that I do at the station on a regular day are some other recordings for not only the newscast but some events that we have and promos for the station. So now I have to go do one of these recordings with our production team. That is Ibang, our director of special productions and promotions, and he's setting up the camera shot. And that is Mariela, our director of community affairs.
Yeah, whatever she says.
So now everything is ready with the script for the newscast, and we're ready to begin the recordings. So it's off to the news set. Hola, ¿qué tal? Les saluda Amanda Ramírez. Bienvenidos a Noticias 34 Atlanta en este martes 7 de mayo. Comenzamos con una noticia que ha causado sorpresa en el país entero. 3 jóvenes que habían estado desaparecidas durante 10 años en casos separados fueron encontradas con vida en una zona residencial en Cleveland, Ohio. So now I'm changing to the other shot in the newscast, which is me standing up right over here. So among the other things that I have to do before I can go home for the day, it's about 6:30, 6:35. I begin working on other stories that will air in the newscast later this week, and I also send some emails and make some calls to coordinate some recordings that I have coming up for other stories. So this is my editing laptop, and right now I'm working on a story about exercise. As you can see in this video, it's for people that are older, for grandparents. And this is my stand-up. So it's about 7 p.m. right now, and I am tired and ready to go home. I hope you all enjoyed the visit to my office and the Univision studios, and that you are motivated and that you like journalism, and I hope many of you decide to follow this career path as I did. So thank you very much for spending this day with me, and we'll chat in a bit.